Hey everybody, welcome to Whiskey Watch. We're going to do something a little different today. I know I generally am sipping on, bourbon, rye, things like that, but it is called Whiskey Watch, and this is a whiskey. So we're going to switch things up a little bit for anybody with a sweet tooth, especially for the youngsters out there who might be interested in watching. We're going to go with a little Skrewball Peanut Butter Whiskey. So a lot of people see something like this, they think that's not for sipping, that's for shots. Um, but I like to sip it. I pour myself a little extra because it's so sweet, but I drink it so fast, and I don't want to be done too quick. So, uh, and I'm watching an old rerun. I'm really in the football mindset today, so I threw on the Bills Ravens playoff game from last year. Just they're playing each other week one, getting a little hyped up and ready for the season. So that's what we're going to go with today. But start things off with a little sip, a little swirl to cool it down. It's interesting. It's weird, but very nutty. Um, it's got a pretty good sweetness to it, but it's not overly sweet. Um, Definitely not the typical bourbon drinker's sip. When it cools down, it actually settles a little bit when it gets watered down from the ice melting. But it's not bad. My favorite thing to do with it is make PB&J Jello shots. You just use either grape or strawberry Jello, and you just have it's similar to making any other Jello shots. Um, I use if I'm doing strawberry, I actually get strawberry soda, which is only available mostly from generics store brands, but also I think Crush might make a strawberry or a grape soda, and the same kind of Jello, and I think it's something like 3 cups of soda and 1 cup of whiskey, and boil it and make the Jello. But it really does make some pretty damn good PB&J Jello shots. They're tasty. So today I'm in a football mood, and the reason I'm in a football mood is because I'm obviously, you can see behind me, and in front of me, I'm obviously a pretty big Bills fan. Grew up in Niagara Falls, New York, so was a season ticket holder for several years. Of course, it was during the playoff drought when we missed the playoffs for 19 straight years. But yeah, you know, going through hard times builds character, right? It'll make it that much more sweet if we ever win one. If. But James Cook, our running back, is now not showing up. He's had some contract issues. He's saying he wants $15 million a year, which is just friggin' nuts. Uh, he's not Saquon Barkley. He's not Derrick Henry. He's not that guy who is going to take the ball 20, 30 times a game. He's going to play 70, 80% of the snaps. Like, for example, Kyron Williams of the Rams. He played last year on 80% of the Rams' offensive snaps. That led the NFL. He just signed for 11 mil a year. James Cook played on 48% of the Bills' snaps. Okay, he had a couple more touchdowns, about 75 more yards receiving. Williams had a couple hundred more yards rushing, but he had 100 extra attempts. So, but still, I mean, when the guy who plays more than anybody is, he's on the field 33 or so percent more, signs for 11. Why do you think you're 15? You know, and Kyron's young too. So I don't know. It threw me for a loop. But I also got into something that there will be a couple of episodes, I'm sure, where we talk about. I've started looking at fantasy football. All you commissioners out there, it's that time of year to start rounding up the troops, setting your draft dates, getting everybody to agree to a time. I do 3 leagues. Uh, One of them I'm the commissioner of, and luckily we draft the same day every year. It's the last Sunday in August. The only thing we have to do is come together on a time, which is usually a big pain in the butt. But this year I said, all right, we'll start at 2 o'clock. Pros and cons. And everybody just agreed to 2 o'clock. That has never happened before. It's usually a big back and forth. Oh, I got to work. Oh, my kid's got something. Oh, it's my wife's birthday. Whatever, you know. But yeah, the other one we always do on the same day. Also, my brother's actually the commissioner of that one, and my third one is a really interesting, different kind of thing. It's a best ball league, but it's not your typical best ball. It's not just like you draft your team and at the end of the year you see who wins. There's weekly moves, there's trades. It's pretty cool. It's really different. So I'm getting into fantasy football right now. I've been looking at the rankings, having some fun with mock drafts. It's once August hits, man, I'm on DraftKings doing dollar best ball leagues to practice for my best ball draft. I'm on ESPN, even though I use Yahoo for both of my other leagues that aren't best ball. I just ESPN's it's just easier for me to do mocks on. Because I don't like to do mock drafts. If you do a mock draft, people just go in there for the first couple of rounds, then they leave, and it's all auto draft. It's pointless. You're drafting against auto draft. You know, people who are hurt are going well before they used to by the time we're at the training camp and people are hurt. So I do just public drafts, free. I think ESPN allows you like up to like 20 or 25 of them. So I like to do it. It just kind of gets me looking at like average draft position, give me an idea of what average random people think and where they're drafting people. So the consensus number one overall pick this year seems to be Jamar Chase. So whatever happened, what happened to the days where the top running back, the fantasy team that had the best stable of running backs is the one that's going to win, whoever's lucky enough to have their running back stay healthy. It's become such a passer's league, and nobody's going to take a quarterback super duper early one overall just because there's a lot of. Our boy Josh Allen, obviously he's the best. Does everything for fantasy, league MVP last year, but you can get Lamar Jackson around later. Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, a couple rounds later. What's his face from Washington, the young kid. God, why can't I remember his name? I can see his face. You know who I'm talking about, the superstar rookie of the year last year, Jaden Daniels, LSU product. You can get these guys anywhere from 1 to 3 rounds after Josh. And then the next, you still got Patrick Mahomes, you still got the likes of Baker Mayfield, who had a huge fantasy resurgence last year. Look at Bo Nix. Great rookie season. He's a top 10 fantasy quarterback. There's so many guys. Like if you can wait at quarterback is what I'm getting at. The best quarterback to the fifth best isn't that huge of a points difference. The fifth best to the tenth best isn't that big of a point difference. So generally, I either am one of the first or the absolute last to take a starting quarterback. So I told you I got the game on. It's fourth quarter, 9.5 left. Bills up 24-19. This was a very different Bills-Ravens playoff game because usually it doesn't matter. Bills and Ravens will be two of the highest scoring teams in the league, averaging 35 points a game, 40 points a game. They play each other in the playoffs 10-7. Yeah, it's just a battle. It's an absolute all-out war on the football field. This is a lot of points for a Bills-Ravens game. But, I'll take it. The Bills end up winning this one, obviously, because we only lose to the Chiefs in the playoffs. Don't get me started. But anyhow, cheers. Oh, and there it is. The big Mark Andrews fumble. That poor guy has had such a great career. And a lot of people are just making it all about that play. 8:41 to go in the game, down by 5 and driving, and he coughs it up. That's a tough one. But I mean, it's not like he just dropped the ball. I mean, Terrell Bernard's a good linebacker, and he put a punch right on it. So what are you gonna do? Anyway, I won't talk your off just about my Bills in a game that happened last year. I kind of want to talk fantasy. So I don't know what everyone's favorite leagues are, or if you do PPR, point per reception for those who don't do it. Um, best ball, whatever it may be. I'm in 3 leagues, and they are so different from each other. It's actually hard to prepare because I got a best ball league, one that is pretty typical, but there's some differences, and then one that is just insane. Uh, that's the one that my brother's the commissioner of. We start 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, 3 receivers, and a flex. Tight ends count as receivers. So if you can take a tight end, but he starts at wide receiver. So it's just like such a huge lineup, and it's so like there's so many different strategies. The strategy always used to be running backs because you have to start at least 3. Can start up to 4. So if you start building up a big stable of running backs, there's going to be people who are starting backups. Last year I think it was last year, maybe the year before, was absolutely nuts. Quarterbacks, because it's a 2 quarterback league, every single pick in the first round, I think, was a quarterback. I think we went 10 for 10. It was absolutely nuts. So it's just a lot of fun, though. It's very different. There's so many different strategies. So way back, a long time ago, I can tell you one of them was Kurt Warner and Dante Culpepper. That'll tell you how long ago it was. I had the 10th pick, and it's a snake draft, so it goes 1 to 10, 10 to 1. And I went with Culpepper and Kurt Warner as my first and second picks. Just locked down the number 1 and number 2 quarterback that year because they were the highest ranked. And it was just like, whoa, like, who does that, right? Yeah, I ended up, I think that's the year I won the league. So it's just, I'm not saying that I changed it because it didn't. It still was very running back heavy for years, up until the last year or two. It's just completely shifted. I think people get sick of drafting running backs in the first round, and running backs get hurt so much more often than receivers or quarterbacks. So it's just a difficult, like, it's a balancing act. A lot of fantasy football is luck. I don't care how much anybody tells you. Everyone's got that friend. Oh, I'm the best at fantasy football, dude. If your players get hurt, your players get hurt. If you stay healthy, good on you. So anyway, Skrewball Peanut Butter Whiskey. If you are young, um, if you are older and just have a sweet tooth, if you just like things that taste good, personally, I love the taste of bourbon. I love the taste of a good rye, but a lot of people, it's harsh. It's they don't like it. So don't let that ruin an entire class of liquor for you. There are sweet whiskeys. Crown Royal makes a lot of them. Their peach and their blackberry and their apple, all phenomenal. And I'm told that the Crown Vanilla is like the best of the bunch. I've never had it, but the blackberry and the peach and the apple are really good. There's a million other ones. Different brands, you make different things. Some of them you can't sip. You're not sipping Fireball, but which is technically a whiskey. But you can sip. I've sipped Screwball once or twice. It's not a usual thing, but it's not bad. It's okay for shots. It's great for those peanut butter and jelly shots. I know I've already said that 3-4 times, but they're really that good. But even to sip, I can't drink too much of it. It's kind of like a Mike's Hard Lemonade. It's a little on the sweeter side. So I might have 1, maybe 2, but you start drinking too many of them, it's just so sweet. But it's still good. And the sweet's your thing. Give it a shot. It's $30 bottle. It's not crazy. And I got the little one. I got the half bottle because I'm not making Jello shots anytime soon, and I just don't drink enough of it to buy a full bottle. So I got the half bottle, which is a cool option. If there's a lot of things that you want to try, but you don't want to end up with a bunch of bottles that you're not sure if you like. The 375 ml bottles are usually pretty darn close to half the price for half the alcohol. Like it's not like you got to pay $25 for a $35 for half of a $35 bottle. I'm pretty sure that Skrewball is like $32, and I think this half bottle was something like 16.50. So it was just maybe a dollar, over if you doubled it. If you bought two of these, it cost a dollar more than buying a regular size bottle. So, but it's worth it to me not to have to spend 30 something bucks when it's not something that I drink a lot of. A lot of places you can get those little airplane bottles for anywhere from a dollar to $3-4 depending on what it is. I mean, it could be $10. Some places have like Blanton's and those things, but I like to do some of those. Those are a big Christmas thing for me when I'm doing like a dirty Santa, white elephant, whatever I guess wherever you live is what you call it. But I like to do mini bottles. Just get like a box or a Christmas stocking, throw like 15-20 mini bottles in there. And that's usually a pretty popular gift. It gets stolen regularly. But for that, I don't just do whiskey. You got to mix it up. I probably have a couple down here. Yeah, like things that I've gotten by winning those. Like, got like a pink Whitney, whatever Palma is. I think this is like a pomegranate liqueur. I mean, how sweet has this got to be? Yeah. But they're just sitting under here in case somebody comes over and wants a sweeter shot than what I have to offer. It's funny. So I say sweet shots and what I have to offer. I have to import this stuff. I get it from Buffalo, but it's available in certain states. This is my Bill's touchdown shot. It's called Dr. McGillicuddy's Butterscotch. This is candy. Everybody loves this. All of my friends, male, female, 21 years old to 65 years old. This stuff is so good. It comes in a liter bottle, so most liquor 750 milliliters. This is a full liter, so 1,000 milliliters, and it's like $20, $22. It's lower alcohol. It's 21.5%, so 43 proof. Most bottles are 40 or 40 proof. So it's wait, hold on a minute. Sorry, most bottles are about 40%, 80 proof. That sounded way wrong. I was about to say, there's no way McGillicuddy is stronger than Jack. Um, but I load that up in the shot ski. The bowling ball here, right off camera here. Just, you do bowling ball shots out of this baby. But, or just regular old shot glasses, depending on how many people are here. But anytime the Bills score a touchdown, play the shout song and load up some McGillicuddy's butterscotch. So, but that's sweet. Those little butterscotch candies that are in like the orange yellowish wrapper that have been in countless candy bowls at grandparents' house, over the years. It literally tastes like somebody melted those down, added just a little bit of alcohol, and bottled it. So it's absolutely delicious. There's a bunch of other flavors that McGillicuddy's does. None are even close. The cherry is kind of medicinal, almost tastes like like you're drinking NyQuil. The root beer is okay. It's drinkable, but nothing touches the butterscotch in my opinion. There's a menthol one. It's super minty. You throw that in the freezer and chill it up if you want something minty. But butterscotch it's become synonymous with football season for me. So this stuff makes me happier than anything because I only drink it when the Bills score a touchdown. I don't drink it the rest of the year. I don't drink it during the football season other than touchdown shots. And being that it is barely over half the proof of regular, you know, Jack stuff like that that people might do shots of Jaeger or whatever. It doesn't get me like silly. I can still enjoy the fourth quarter, even when my boys are putting up 50 points. So probably shouldn't have poured as much as I did on this. I gave myself a big pour just because I know it's sweeter and it tends to go faster. But holy cow, it's not that light. It's still 70 proof. It's a little bit less than your typical, but it's still 70 proof. But anyways, the Bills just kicked a field goal to go up 27-19. And I don't know if anybody remembers like I do. We know how it's going to end. It's going to end badly for the Ravens. I believe it's another Mark Andrews issue where it looks like they got the touchdown and the two. I think it's the 2-point conversion that he bungles up. But it wow. I mean, I was upset. I thought the game was going to get tied, and next thing I know, I was like, "Oh, we won." I have some friends and family who are Ravens fans. That one I couldn't. It almost felt bad celebrating, almost. But yeah, the one where the Bills were up, I want to say 10-7, and Lamar's got them like first and goal, second and goal, something like that, and he throws a pick in the end zone, and Taron Johnson, who intercepted it, takes it like 103 yards to the house. Oh, that one I did not go easy. People hated me that day. But luckily, the majority of my friends and family happen to be Bills fans or people who are fans of other teams but are supporters of the Bills when they're not playing their team. Mostly NFC teams. I got a lot of Eagle fans as friends. I live in Carolina, so a lot of Panthers fans. So, the Eagles would only be an issue if they got to the Super Bowl. And Panthers, I mean, bless their heart, as they say in the South. They're trying. Hopefully they get there soon. One of my buddies always refers to Buffalo as Carolina North because our GM was the assistant GM for the Panthers. Our head coach was the defensive coordinator for the Panthers. So we hired them both away from Carolina, and also brought in a couple of players. He says that we keep on just taking everybody from the Panthers if we would have just kept them, people. Well, but it's been an interesting run for the Bills, and I'm really kind of curious how this year's going to go. It's not an easy schedule. It's not a hard schedule, but I don't like starting off week one against the Ravens. It's at home. It's a night game. I never go into a home night game thinking we're in trouble. I might not think that we're guaranteed, or I feel like, oh, there's no way we can lose. We're going to kick their butt. No, I'm a little bit scared. I'm not looking forward to the end of that game, but I have felt that way before, and Bills will come out on top. So we'll see. Here's to me being wrong. So this thing happened. I don't know how it started, but the song "Mr. Brightside" by the Killers has just become a Buffalo Bills anthem. Uh, they usually play it. It's always in the second half, generally like around the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth. Kind of like how the Steelers have "Renegade" by Styx. It's kind of become the Bills thing. Players singing along, dancing on the sidelines, fans all singing along. It's been pretty outstanding. Well, I've really I always like the song. I thought it's a really cool song. But I'm leaning into it. Like, I play it in my garage all the time now when the Bills play. And I mentioned the shout song earlier. We play the shout song and do our shots of butterscotch for Bills touchdowns. Gotta love my niece and nephew-in-law. I was at their wedding recently. They got married July 12th. So 3 weeks ago about. And sitting there just enjoying the wedding, watching all the young kids dance on the dance floor, and joining them every once in a while, just be the goofy old dude out there. And out of nowhere, it hits the shout song. Oh man, everybody's going bonkers. You got 70-year-old men out there, 85-year-old women out there jumping up and down and dancing and singing the Bill Shout song. For those who don't know, everyone knows the shouts. Everyone knows shout hey hey. But that's the Buffalo Bills. There's a modified version of that. That's let's go Buffalo instead of hey hey. So it's been around forever. When the Bills were going to Super Bowls in the early '90s, it was a thing. It's always been a thing, as far as I can remember. And I was born in 1980. Started watching football in the mid to late '80s, and it was around. But yeah, they played it at the wedding, and I have never seen an entire wedding like crowd just go berserk the way they did. It was so much fun. It was an overall fun wedding. I mean, I've never seen that many people on a dance floor at a wedding in my life, like throughout the night. But when they played the shout song, people just came running. If you were outside, you ran in. If you were at the bar, you got out of line. Everybody ran out there. It was just awesome. My new nephew is also a fan, and my niece has been a fan for years as well. So it was a good time. It's really cool when sports fans marry sports fans. Now my niece loves going to games, roots for them, and everything like that. She was never a huge sports person, but she's really starting getting into it, and it's something you can do together. It's really awesome. Here's to them. Health and happiness, 100 years. Love you guys. And I'm finally staring at an empty glass. So when the whiskey's gone, it's time to move on. Don't know what we're going to talk about next week, but I can tell you this. We just missed out on something where we were going to be doing a live stream with another online person, a good friend of mine. Unfortunately, I got sick. But I'm going to start. I got a couple of guests lined up. We're going to start having people here. Most of the time it'll be virtually. Once in a while they'll be here in my bar with me. I might go visit them. But stay tuned. Please like and share. Get the word out. This can be a real fun thing. And I'd like to have anybody. I've had a couple of friends who I used to drink bourbon with when I lived in Ohio reach out. If anybody wants to have a pour with me, reach out to me and we'll set it up. It's super easy for me to invite people. So I love to do this where I'm having a conversation with somebody except for myself. But not that I don't love just talking to the camera, but it would be fun to do this with a friend. So anyways, I hope everybody is doing well. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you next time.